He wears his clothes like that because he can. Watch him walk. His pants like that because he can. Watch him walk. Watch him walk. Watch him walk. I love the outfit. So how did you do that outfit, sir? Please tell the camera how you made that.
I put this one here.
Uh-huh.
And then I put this bed around.
Right.
And then I snap this part together.
Okay. And what kind of fabric is that you're using? It looks soft.
Soft fabric.
And it looks like an animal. It looks beautiful. I love the two pieces. I love the high collar. It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Let me see you walk it out. He wears his fashion like that because he can. Watch him walk. His fashion like that because he can. Oh my. Fashion. His walk. He makes what he wants. He can make anything fashion. Beautiful.
Whether you know it or not, you are needed. Okay? Speaking to all the fathers, man, you are definitely needed. You are a necessity in the home. Okay? There's so many, things that could be avoided by the father being in the home. You know what I'm saying? These young males, are predestined, for destruction, predestined to be homosexuals, predestined to be effeminate, predestined to be in jail, predestined, to just be the best definition of failure, without a father. I'm not saying the whole population of boys. I'm not saying that you can't have, a mother and don't have a father in the home and you can't be successful. Some people, that is their drive. That compels them to even go harder. The fact that they were in poverty, the fact that they come from an urban community, and that was the encouragement that they needed, to press forward. But for the majority of males that are raised without fathers, they're predestined to be exactly what I just said. Effeminate or homosexuals, predestined to be somebody's gang member or gang banger. You know what I'm saying? The fathers are definitely needed. If you didn't know, I had to take the time out to tell you, man, you are needed. You know what I mean? Now, for those of you, because of, different lifestyles or, because of discrepancies and things like that, you can't physically, be in your child's life and you can only financially be involved. Understandable. You know what I'm saying? There are certain circumstances that people won't understand unless they're in those circumstances. So I can understand that, for the fathers that can only financially, at this present moment be physically, they can't physically be in the child's life. They can only be financially there due to certain circumstances legally or, just to avoid, a lot of bullshit. I can understand that, but for you fathers, that can see your child, you have the liberty, to have the opportunity to see your child at any given time that you desire. You could be a parent, to your child. You can see your child without having to go to court and fight and battle and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, please, I'm begging you. As Apostle Paul used to say, I beseech you. You know what I mean? Please, brother, be a father to your child. Be around your child. If you can have your child in your custody, around you, damn near all the time, unless they're in school, man, please take out the time to be a father to your child. Because the things that are transpiring in these young males' life, in these young boys' life, it is abominable. Some of these females that profess to be women, they're training up, young males, to evolve, into feminine, young males. You know what I'm saying? They're training them up. And then what upsets me is you will have different females, basically raising the child around a lot of things that is contrary to manhood, contrary to the principles of a man. or, keeping the boy around, nothing but his female cousin or his sisters, or making him do stuff like you just seen that young boy, doing, parading and being sassy and parading around and just gyrating, what I'm saying, with the little thing on, talking about what fabric is that? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Fathers are needed. Bro, you are needed, man. The scripture says, he that don't take care of his own family is worse than an infidel. So you could profess to be a man of God. You could profess to be a prophet of God. And this doesn't apply to those who are financially involved, but you can't be physically involved for whatever reason. I'm not speaking to you. But for those that can be physically involved in the child's life, you know what I mean, currently right now, and you know what I'm saying, and you can't, bro, you need to basically use your ability to the best of your ability and make it your responsibility on a daily to be the best father that you could be to your child, to prevent this type of bullshit from happening. Fathers are needed. You are needed, man. You know what I mean? You got young guys, they wouldn't have been Crips, they wouldn't have been Bloods, they wouldn't have been Pirus, they wouldn't have been GD, they wouldn't have been BD, they wouldn't have been no Blackstone, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have been no Four Corner Hustler, they would have never been no MC, Solid, Vice Lord. It would have never been none of that. Would have never been that. You know what I mean? Some guys, it was pretty much predestined to happen because there was no father there and they came up in a certain environment. You know what I mean? And by them coming up in that environment, in that territory, it was kind of, in certain territories, it's mandatory to be a certain way if you want to survive. For those of you that ain't never been in them type of situations, this is a different vernacular for you. But for those of you that come out of certain environments, you had to be a certain way if you wanted to survive. You had to be a certain way if you wanted to be looked at, with some respect. This was the culture. You know what I mean? It was like gang banging in certain environments was like a religion. You know what I mean? So a young guy, he really didn't have a decision to even make. It was just given to him. You know what I mean? And this could have been prevented, if a father had been, active, in that child's life. That young boy might not have a dress on if that father had been in his life. I know some of y'all, and like I said, that's what pisses me off. You will have females that actually take out the time to basically raise up a young male to be a young woman and then had the nerve to say that he was born like that. You know what I mean? Just abominable, man. You know what I mean? But I ain't going to make this too long. But I just wanted to say, man, please be a father. You know what I mean? Those of you that have the opportunity, to be in your child's life, physically, on a daily, please, bro, if you don't remember nothing I said, please be a father to your child. You have to give an account to God on how you was a good steward, to your child. Like I said, let me repeat that again for those of you, because of court, differences, you were ordered to stay away, or because of a certain lifestyle that you live. I don't know your circumstances. Like I said, everybody got an opinion, and everybody's circumstance until they in it. You know what I mean? But for those of you that can, you have the liberty to see your child whenever you want to see your child. You know what I mean? Please see your child. Please be a father to your child. Please raise your child. Please train up your child in the way that they should go. So, you know what I mean? When they get older, they won't be like the young boy parading around, being feminine, walking around like he's down some runway, just sashaying, and the mama just glorifying this type of femininity. This, you understand me? Just Sebastian, male Jezebel behavior. Man, please be a damn father to your child. I'm begging you. You know what I mean? And for those of you that are fathers indeed, that do what's vital to your title as a father, I have the utmost respect for you, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. God bless you. And I hope that God, you understand me, keeps on encouraging you. And, you know what I mean, just put you in position so you can be more of a blessing to yourself and your child, man. But stay encouraged, man. Let's, I'm not taking anything away, you know what I mean, from the basketball players, the football players, and the rappers and things like that. But we got to take out time to start glorifying fathers who are real fathers. You know what I'm saying? Those of the men, you know what I mean, that take out the time, you know what I mean, he might not, you know what I mean, see eye to eye with the mother. You know what I mean? Or maybe they had a divorce, but he still made it his business to be a father to his children. These are the individuals that we have to praise. You know what I mean? We like entertainment, but we should love development more. You know what I mean? And if we want to build as a nation, if we want to basically sit up there and elevate as a nation, then we have to praise which is right amongst our people. And being a father, you know what I mean, is one of the greatest accomplishments, you know what I mean, that you could accomplish. Being a great father to your children, instilling the teachings of the Most High, you know what I mean, teaching your children, you know what I mean, how to read and write. You know what I mean, love starts first at home, not at school, but at home. You know what I mean? So I just appreciate, man, I just wanted to take out time, you know what I mean, to show you guys, man, that I love you, man. You know what I mean? For those of you, you know what I mean, that can't, hey, for real, if you got a brother or a friend, you should feel obligated to make the real appreciated. So we obligated to make the real fathers, man, appreciated for the things that they do within the community. And just, as I like to say, getting into a continuity of just being a great father, you know what I mean, to their children, man. I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Love your children. Be a good father, man. One.